A few minutes of design, 52 activities to spark your creativity. Let's get started.
TipTut.
Hello everybody and welcome back to TipTut. Today we're taking a look at a few minutes of design. This time it is a recall. Recall the cover of the last book you read or of a favourite book. Turn the card over. Draw the book cover in as much detail as you can remember. Where did the title and author appear? How big is the lettering? Can you remember the style? Are there any pictures? Is there a publisher's mark? How are all these elements arranged? Okay, sounds good. Let's do it. Okay, so the last book I read was The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It was a reread. I've read it loads of times. It is one of my favourite books. And I can kind of remember how the cover looks. So let's give it a go. First things first, we're going to draw the rectangle. I'm pretty sure it's standard trade paperback size, so roughly this kind of aspect ratio, like so. It's going to be quite thick. I know it just says the cover, but that's okay. It's going to go like that, and it's going to have pages. Okay, so the title and author, how big is the lettering? Can you remember the style of the lettering? Are there any pictures? Is there a publisher's mark? So what I vaguely remember, if we do just a few quick thumbnails, what I vaguely remember is the title is kind of like the, and then name, and then of the wind. Then there's kind of like trees and stuff all around with a picture of Koth, the Bloodless, kind of like that. And he's in a hood. And I'm pretty sure there might be a author's name at the bottom. I'm pretty sure it's trees and forests that he's surrounded by, but they're kind of flat. So they'll be like in layers like this. And then like behind it, there'll be a slightly more shaded version. And then I think the name of the author might be quite big, actually. Pretty sure that's all there is on it. No publisher's marks. I'm pretty sure the style of the writing was very flamboyant. There was all sorts of serifs and things on it like this, you know. And then the was like, ooh, the name of the wind. So it's a bit artistic-y text, kind of like that. And then I'm pretty sure it was like dark all at the front. And then it got lighter. Dark to light. Dark to light. Okay, I'm just going to jump right in and see what happens. Good. So I'm pretty sure it started off kind of like this. The was kind of all flamboyant and wiggly. And then the word name was quite big. It had big serifs on it. And it sort of came out like so, and the N was quite... I'm pretty sure the A was in that classic style, like this. It's definitely looking a little bit more space agey than it is. It's all like, almost as if the letters themselves are vines, from what I remember. So like this, but definitely serif, definitely weighted. Yeah, so the fonts, if this were an M, it would have thick to thin to thick to thin kind of situation going on. So we'll try and do that. And then the name was like that. Then of the was quite small and in the middle, from what I remember. Name of the. And then again, the W was all sorts of stuff going on. Like that-ish. And it was all kind of based around vines and the feeling of these kind of vines. And they'd all come off like this. And then there was all sorts of little extra bits around the edges. That's what I remember from the title. And I remember that Koth stands there with his big red hair, like this. Have I got a red? There's a red. And otherwise he's in a sort of black cloak. Like so, and his face is cast in shadow. And he's kind of leaning off to the left, like that. Then I'm pretty sure Patrick Rothfuss is in the same font as The Name of the Wind here, but just a little bit more smaller. So it's like this. Patrick offset a little bit from the center, I suppose, to counteract the offset image of Koth. Then I think there was sort of like a path leading off into the distance, like that. Now here's where I'm pretty sure there were these heavy kind of trees creating a somewhat circle around him like this. Okay. And then all of this area was just straight up shaded black. And then the words are in like a kind of yellowish green words. But not only that, it wasn't just one layer of trees and then like a light path. So it was kind of more, if we just emphasize the dark here a little bit. And that darkness continues up throughout the book, yeah? So I'm just going to quickly, but try not to obscure my text in this sketch. But it kind of went up throughout, like that. But then behind that, there were more layers of trees and things, which were only partially shaded. And then behind that, there was another layer of trees, and these are only shaded a little bit. And then behind that, there's another, until it got lighter and lighter each time. And that is pretty much all I remember. So I'm going to go grab the book and see how I did. Be right back. Okay. I was fairly accurate. There were quite a few things that I got wrong, though. Bam. There we go. So one of the things that I did notice was I kind of emphasized all these serifs and things on the fonts here, which aren't quite there, but definitely are on the W. So the W obviously is meant to be growing like a branch or some kind of plant, and I sort of translated that throughout the entire title. I also put a slant on it when there wasn't. It was just straight up. Same thing with the Patrick Rothfuss. I just kind of did it in a normalish font, but there were these little curved serif things here. Apart from that, though, I think I did pretty well. There's Koth in the cloak with like a red hair, and then trees that are completely dark and going all the way through back to light. The one thing I didn't include were these bright green vines that are going up by the side of the book. But other than that, yeah, pretty close. I've read this book a good few times now, and I've looked at the cover quite a bit, so I knew the general concept. It's just interesting to see how much of the detail is lost when you're not actively thinking about it, which just goes to show how much you need to pay attention in your own designs when you are putting these things together. So this was a fun one. I really enjoyed that. Episode 12 of A Few Minutes of Design is now complete. We can stick that on the stack, and we can do another one on the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time on A Few Minutes of Design, and next time on TipTut.
Remember to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching.